You always just got to act when
I think like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
As the big man Ian Wright just said there, people deluded, I'm back again. Had to get Adrian back in the building, his second game of the season on the live stream, and I'm happy to have him here because we've demolished another team. Arsenal 6, Sheffield United 0. First things first, my bro, how are you doing and what did you make of the game, broski?
I'm good. I'm a very happy Arsenal fan right now.
Come
at
on.
the moment, we're actually battering teams left, right, and center. So I just hope that the form continues all the way throughout to the end of the season. In terms of my thoughts on the game, just another one of those games where Arsenal completely better the team. Havertz is playing well, Odegaard's playing well, Saka's playing well, the team's playing well, and it seems like we finally really clicked. And I'm really happy with the fact that it's not even our best 11 and we're playing so well, because I wouldn't say that Kirill would play in our back line. I wouldn't say he's one of our strongest left backs. I would say I'd rather play Tomiyasu there, or I'd rather play Timber there if he's fully fit. But despite that, the team's still getting things done, beating teams 5-0, 6-0, scoring goals, not conceding as well, getting the clean sheet as well. That just makes it the tip of the iceberg as well. Just because I love it when we have a clean sheet, we don't let our opposition have anything. So to be honest, I'm just happy. Obviously, I'm not that excited because, of course, it's nice that we won on the weekend, but we have to focus on the next game and the next game and the next game. So as happy as I am, I'm also still thinking about Brentford, and I just want to go to Brentford, I want to play Brentford and get 3 points there as well, and just move on to the big one after that.
I mean, I asked you this last time, yeah, but obviously with the way we've been playing, as you said, Sheffield United, we blitzed them. It's not the strongest team. We actually only had one defender on our bench, which probably raises the question that we need depth. But I've asked you this before. I'm going to ask you again. Do you think we can win the title?
Oh, see, I do think we can win the title, but I think I said this to you before. I'm basically saying the same answer. It's going to need a lot of luck from our side, because at the end of the day, I feel like whether or not we'll win the title is not really in our hands. Liverpool, 2 points ahead of City, 2 points ahead of us, and 1 point ahead of City. If they go and beat City on the weekend, it's going to look like if they continue winning all the way throughout to the end of the season, then there's nothing we can do to stop that. So it's going to require a bit of luck on our hands, but I would like to say that I feel like the boys will do everything they can in their power to get us closer to the goal that we want. Yeah, that's how I feel about it, to be honest. I just don't think it's on our hands at the moment, to be honest. Like,
I'm with you with that. Like, there's a reality where we could win all the games and it still might not be enough. But again, we have to do our job, which we've done on Monday. Hopefully on Saturday we beat Brentford. But if we assume we win that and we have 6 points, as you alluded to, we got Liverpool. Well, we're going to watch Liverpool and City. Do you think this is one of the games where, quote unquote, that luck happens, where there could be a bit of a turning point? Because someone's got to lose something. Both teams can't win. If it's a draw, there's been 2 points dropped for both sides. Could this be the week things turn?
I would like to think so, but to be honest, none of that matters. What Liverpool and City, whatever happens in that game, unless we beat Brentford on the weekend. So that's my biggest focus, making sure that we play Brentford, and no matter what happens, we leave with 3 points. And it's even looking like Brentford are going to be a lot stronger, because obviously now that Tony's back playing. Last time we played Brentford, they didn't have Tony, and Bremer just returned. Wissa just scored a bicycle kick versus Chelsea a couple of days ago, so it's not going to be an easy game. So I don't want people assuming that it's a foregone fixture. We just know that we're going to go and get 3 points. No, last year we drew against them 1-1 with a strong 11 as well that we had. I think Saliba wasn't injured. We had Trossard up front and he was playing well. Still drew 1-1, unfortunately. So yeah, we have to take this game as serious as we're going to have to take the game after that. Because with every single game that goes on, we're going to have to take that game as it goes and just focus on beating them. And then if we beat them, get the 3 points, then we can sit back and see what happens in the Liverpool City game. That's how I feel about it. What about you?
Boy, I'm with you, man. It's just nice to hear, obviously, because I can have my thoughts and whatnot. But it's nice, not that someone necessarily agrees with me, but you're an Arsenal fan, so it's nice to see that I'm not crazy, or I know my name, but I'm not deluded. I feel that I'm a bit pessimistic because, as you said a couple of times, like, it's out of our hands. Like, I think football, like life, is a bit harsh, and that last season we didn't do enough to win the title because we didn't win it, but we done enough. And I think this season, with the form and the trials and tribulations and what Arteta is building and the lack of shots on our goal, the clean sheets, the goals, everything is turning. As you said as well, dealing with business without our strongest team. on another day, in another realm, maybe in the early 2000s, we win the league, but you've got this sick City and Liverpool team. And as I said, we could win all these games and it's still not enough. So I'm tempering my expectations. But that being said, bro, it's hard not to be a bit optimistic and feel the stars are aligning and things because of what we're doing. Now, I don't want to water down what we've done, but I think in hindsight now, sadly, our next away game is City, so I don't think we're scoring 5 or 6. But I just feel coming out of that December period, this has been the best run of fixtures. Obviously, we've had the 2 games against Liverpool, beat them in the league, got dealt with in the FA Cup. And you need to go out there and win the game, innit? We know that. But Crystal Palace not in the best of form, not in Forest, not in the best of form. Burnley can't pick up 3 points. Sheffield United, probably the worst or one of the worst teams to be in a Premier League season. And West Ham's form was terrible as well. Take nothing away from what we did, but if you want to win the league, you need to handle business. Now, I praise the boys for winning emphatically and stuff, but I have to temper my expectations. If I see this at Old Trafford away, at the Etihad against Chelsea, whenever that is, as you said there against Brentford, we got to go Brighton away, then I might still believe. And it's just the fact that we have to win every game. Like Arteta said, 90 points. So it's techie.
Yeah. We need to be literally flawless to make sure.
Flawless, bro. Can we do that? I don't know.
I don't think we can drop a single point because knowing Liverpool and City, they're gonna go and win 10 games in a row and not even have any mistakes. Like genuinely, literally, we can't drop a point anywhere. And if we do drop a point, we have to pray to hell that one of Old Trafford, Man United at Old Trafford when they play Liverpool, they do what they do. See, that's what I'm saying. It's not in our hands. Like if we drop points, it's even less in our hands. So it's gonna be difficult. Like you said, I like what the boys have been doing. With the 5-0, the 6-0 versus Sheffield, the game
goal difference in that as well, yeah.
So I feel like we're doing everything we can, but I feel like we just pretty much left almost too much for us to do. I mean, we have some tough fixtures coming up, and I just know that Maddison and Son are going to do everything in their power.
North London derby, how could I forget? Yeah.
They're going to do everything in their power to destroy our parade and ensure that we don't do anything this season. So, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We just have to take it game by game. Yeah. I know,
like
man.
You said there, bro, like game by game, let's just enjoy it. Let's not get too excited with the wins, as hard as it is. If we do drop points, obviously it's a spanner in the works and it makes our task harder, but let's just accept it and let's just keep going. Obviously, if we pretend in football, there's no such thing as a draw. Yeah, like it's either you win or lose. In theory, on Sunday, Liverpool versus City, who would you rather win?
City.
Why? That's interesting.
Yes. I think I'd rather City win. And the thing is, the danger in saying that is that obviously if City go and beat Anfield, if City beat Liverpool at Anfield, they're gonna feel like they can beat anyone on this planet. And obviously we play them or the next game afterwards. So it's gonna be even more difficult to beat a City that just beat Liverpool. But if Liverpool leave that game with 3 points, then it's going to be very, very difficult to catch Liverpool, I'll be honest, because they don't have that many. I think out of the 3 teams, out of City and Liverpool, I think Liverpool have the easiest fun. They have to go to Old Trafford and they have to play Tottenham at home. I think other than that, the rest of the games, obviously every single game is difficult, but in terms of the teams that they're playing, the rest of the games aren't that difficult. I think they have to play Aston Villa as well. So whereas with us, we have to play Chelsea at home, we have to play Tottenham away, Man United away, and then obviously the City game. So I think that we really do need City to get something out of that game, I'll be honest, because I think if Liverpool leave that game with 3 points, I think it's done. I'll be honest. I really do think it's done. And plus with the mental boost that they'll get after beating City as well, I think we need City to have a draw or win. Me personally, I think I want City to win because if City win and then we beat City, or even if we draw at the Etihad, I do think it's a lot more in our favour. And then it just requires us to just go on a win streak like we've been doing at the moment as well. 7-game win streak. And as well, this is probably the best I've seen Arsenal play in years. Like, I mean in years. I've not seen an Arsenal team. And obviously I'm only 21, so I didn't really get to see the Invincibles or the league double before that. I only really started watching Arsenal from when I was about 4, so around 2006. So maybe in the late 2000s. Since then, I have not seen Arsenal play this well. Like, we are genuinely destroying teams, and even when we do lose, like the Newcastle game or the Villa team, we're not playing
terrible.
We're dominating the game overall. So this season, I think this season is probably the best I've seen Arsenal in years. Probably the best, I'll be honest.
And that's where it's harsh, man, because like last season and this season, and as you said, a lot of people haven't seen Arsenal kind of be like this, and that's where it's harsh. You've given me a lot of food for thought, because the question I asked you about Liverpool and City, me personally, I would have said Liverpool, because I think City are just a big bad bullies. I think we're at that point now where there can't be draws. There has to be losses. I know all three of us actually, probably more so Liverpool and City. There's all been close shaves, like they've nicked it. Like Liverpool's last game, they nicked it. You know, I for some reason I always remember Newcastle, City, and obviously their game against United. They've come back from behind. I just think City are the big bad bullies. They want to show everyone that it's not a treble hangover, but because of what you said, I am starting to think Liverpool, because it is Klopp's last season. They are top of the table. They do have the least defeats. And obviously, it'll be a momentum boost at this point in the season if they do beat City. Football's a funny old game, because the teams that win, well, whichever team wins on the Sunday, they could very well lose next week and things like that. And with Arsenal, we could do something like, you know, I'm dreaming, but we could beat Chelsea, Spurs, United, City, and then probably F it up against Brentford or Chelsea. So you've given me a lot of food for thought. But as you said, it's out of our hands, and you can't help but go back in time and think, if we held on to the lead against Liverpool at Anfield or at Spurs, if we turned up properly against Chelsea, you know, the Aston Villa, Newcastle and West Ham games, where would we be, man? And it's looking like a next season thing, if I'm completely honest with you, man. I wanted to ask you about Kai Havertz as well, man. Like, do you think he's a striker now? Because he's looking good in that role.
If you take a look at all of my tweets, say it's starting from last year, July-ish, from when the season started or when we signed him, I've said that Havertz is not a midfielder, and I don't really want to see Havertz play in midfield again. It's very clear that for me, I think he's a striker. I don't think he's good enough to play in midfield. Obviously, he's been doing that for us, and he's been able to play a functional role for us to help us, you know, get by games. But there are so many midfielders that we can't really have that I'd rather see in midfield than Havertz. I don't think he has the passing range, the volume of passes to play in midfield. I don't think he has the passing range to play in midfield. I didn't think he has the turning ability and the agility to like really play in midfield, because he's 6'4", he's lanky, and he's just, in my opinion, he's just not a midfielder. I like him when he's playing up front. I think that position really does suit him, because then we can use him as a target man. And last few weeks he's scoring some good goals as well.
Very good goal against Sheffield United. Very confident finish. Van Persie-esque, not to say he's Van Persie level and that, but it was a good finish from him.
I hear what you're saying. I just don't think he's a midfielder. I think really and truly I think him and Jesus should be our striker options, and Trossard as well. I don't really want to see him in midfield again. I'd rather see Partey, Jorginho, Rice, Vieira, and Odegaard, and Smith Rowe, obviously. Smith Rowe, that's my boy.
Give it up, bro. We got to give it up. I can't lie, man. I'm with you, but it's looking dark now, man. It's looking like the beginning of the end. I hope I'm wrong, but farewell, Smith Rowe, Ramsdale, man. It's the Tierney fate now, man.
Yeah, literally. I'm so fortunate, but it is what it is. That's how football is. But I'd rather see those players in midfield over Havertz, and I think Havertz should just solely be used as a striker option, especially towards the rest of the season. Maybe next year when we sign, you know, another midfielder and another striker, maybe there can be another role like a diamond, and you can play at the tip of the diamond. Maybe then, but for now, I just want to see him up front.
What do you make of the players who came back to full fitness? Because I think I'm personally a bit harsh on Fabio Vieira, Partey, and Jesus, because they ain't played. Obviously, they're at various different lengths of their recoveries and that. Like Partey's been out for 4 or 5 months, but last night they didn't really look amazing like that. Like I said, I am being harsh. I'm not expecting you to be fit and whatnot. But what did you make of their performance? And do you feel that could be a big boost? And do you also feel we need Zinchenko and Tomiyasu back? Because as I said earlier, Cedric was the only defender on that bench yesterday. Thank God they weren't worse. It's crazy.
How has he survived this long? Like, how has Cedric survived this long? I don't understand. I don't understand it. Yeah, you can only rate it because genuinely. But what did I think of everyone that came back from injury yesterday? I want to start off with Thomas Partey. He looked so rusty. It was actually ridiculous. The amount of misplaced passes I saw him make. Times even which I'm watching him, and it just seems like he's like out of sync with everyone else on the team. So obviously that's expected. He hasn't played football since the Chelsea game, which is all the way back in October. So I'm not that worried about all the players that returned. I think Vieira wasn't that bad. I think he was decent. I think out of all the players, out of Vieira, Jesus, and Partey that returned, I think Vieira looked the best out of the three in terms of how sharp he is, and so how sharp or how he was playing. That pass he played to Martinelli was nice as well. Unfortunately, Martinelli wasn't able to finish it, but I don't want to complain. We won 6-0, so but what else? yeah, and Jesus. I don't know with Jesus, man. I think he's had too many injuries now, and I do think it started to take a toll on him as well. It's unfortunate, but it's also his first game back from injury as well. So I don't want to say too much because, like I said, it's all the first game back from injury. But I am noticing a few things with Jesus that he doesn't look as sharp as he was before. But yeah, first game back from injury. So, and I do think that we're going to need Zinchenko and Tomiyasu back. I think we're going to need everyone back if you want to take on City.
Everyone, bro.
I need everyone back. But yeah, I don't want to make any big statements now. I just say that it's the first game back in injury. Let's see them. Let's see how they play versus Brentford. Hopefully, we get 3 points, and hopefully they can all play a part, towards our game versus City as well.
My last question for you then, in line with Brentford, before I let you get out of it, do you make any changes to the starting 11? If Tomiyasu is fit, does he come in? Does Zini come in? Not that Kyrgios put a foot wrong. Do you drop Martinelli? I know he got a knock at the game, but do you drop him for Trossard or something, or do you just stay with the same 11? What's your thoughts?
To be honest, I would stay with the same 11. I think the 11's playing very, very right now. Playing very, very well right now. Only thing I would say is with Martinelli, I heard that Arteta said in the what's it called? Monday night football
Post-game thoughts.
Post game thoughts. He said that it was just a cut on his foot, so I do think he'll be fine for the game versus Brentford. So yeah, I would say stay same 11. If anyone else returns from injuries, Zinchenko and Tomiyasu, let them be on the bench, and hopefully they can get some minutes as well.
Give us a score prediction before I let you get out of it, then, man. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal. I think it's gonna be a bit of a sobering one for us because it's been a madness. I think it's gonna be a slimy one. We're gonna have to have a bit of grit and determination, as you said as well. We need, not that we can look beyond Brentford, but I feel we need that 3 points insurance policy because the Chelsea game's been moved. We're gonna have a couple of days or weeks off or whatever, and then it's City. So I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal, man. I think Tony will open the scoring and we'll just nick it at the end, man. I think it's gonna be one where we're on the edge of our seats. But where are you at for predictions?
See, I've been thinking about this all day, and at first I thought it would be a really, really difficult game, but I think the boys knew that they have to get it done, and I do think it won't be a 5-0 or 6-0, but I do think it will be something like a 3-1, maybe like a 3-0. I can see us really stamping our authority in that game and getting a few goals, but it's not going to be 5-0 or 6-0 or anything like that. I think it'll be a good game, but Arsenal it's Arsenal at home. I think we'll do what needs to get done. I'm saying Saka goal, Odegaard goal, and Havertz goal. He's in good form right now, so I put Havertz as well.
Bro, I'm at the point where whoever wants to score, just put the ball in the back of the net. I just want 3 points. Yeah, bro, I just want 3 points, fam. Like, I would love Jesus to actually score or Kai Havertz to continue or Saka for my FPL, but I always say 3 points first, dissect the performance after. I think it's squeaky bum time pause, as Ferguson said. Just get the 3 points. Of course, I have become accustomed to the goals, the clean sheets, big up Raya for getting a clean sheet as well, but nothing is really being said in our half. I want all of that, but just get the 3 points. Keep this conversation for the league going at least until May, at least until the last day of the season, man. In fact, proper last question, because do you think this is Ramsdale's last game? Because he's going to have to be in for Raya. I completely forgot about it.
Most likely, yeah, I'll be honest. But the thing is, one thing I always think about, if Ramsdale is to leave the summer, who's he going to go to? You can't go to Chelsea. They're our rivals. He won't go to Chelsea.
He's been linked with West Ham today. I think West Ham and Wolves, 2 clubs he's been linked with. I think they're good for him because Chelsea, they got that Petrovic guy, Sanchez, Kepa's going to come back. If you go Newcastle, I'm not saying he can't play ahead of Pope, but you and Pope are like that. You got to go somewhere you're going to be clear number one, a bit like Emi Martinez, really. So it'd be techie, man. What do you make of Ramsdale's time then? Proper last question before I let you get out of it. If this is his last game, what have you made of Ramsdale in an Arsenal shirt then? What would you give out of 10?
Out of 10, I'll give Ramsdale a 7 out of 10. I actually really do like Ramsdale, and I am going to be quite sad when he does leave. I do think he's a top keeper, and without him, we don't challenge City for the title last year. And that's why I feel like a lot of Arsenal fans don't get. I see them calling Ramsdale all sorts of names. They call him shit, but at the end of the day, he was our starting keeper. And
Anfield leads away, bad boy.
Yeah, and also Tottenham Tottenham away.
Yeah, Spurs as well. Big saves for all his faults that he's made. Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah, so I do think he's a top keeper. I just obviously think that there are a few keepers that are better than him in the Prem. For example, Raya. I think this season he's kind of shown great consistency. And also his claiming crosses, I think he's significantly better Ramsdale at as well. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit scared for Brentford on the weekend, because I do know that Ramsdale has a bit of a weakness at that. And the type of team that Brentford are, that's exactly what they're going to try to exploit. But yeah, I do think Ramsdale's a top keeper, and I do think that whatever team he deserves to go to, it should be a good team that's trying to, you know, win something or trying to achieve something. I don't really want to see him at like a mid-table club like Wolves. I still want to see him for like, I want to see him at like a club like Newcastle, who's still trying to push on to something, because I do think he is a really good keeper.
I mean, we have to hope for the best in that Brentford game. As I always say, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Hopefully, whether it's 2-1, like I said, or 3-1/3-0, as you said, let's just get the 3 points. And hopefully the next time we're speaking, we're continuing this optimism. Adrian, let people know where they can find you, man, before I let you get out of here, bro.
My Instagram, Twitter, TikTok is Adrian Anumba, ADRIANANUMBA, or you can watch me on my YouTube channel, Five Guys FC.
Check out Five Guys, man. Them man do some sick stuff, and make sure you're following him on his individual platforms, people. And again, make sure you smash the like button, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts, whether you agree with Adrian or agree with me or disagree with what we've said. Let us know, people. So yeah, man, you lot stay safe, stay blessed. As usual, one love for doing this, Adrian. Let me let you get out of here. And on that note, we're out, folks, man. One love, my dude. Peace.
Against this right back, Charlie.